in a team up until last year, late on, has struggled a bit. So he's been a magnificent signing over the years. There's been a lot of debate of whether he's cap material and this, that and the other. But for me, he's been the outstanding player of Man United for the last 4 or 5 years, because that's the sort of level that other people have got to get to. And if people can join him and help him in that respect and score a goal or make an assist, then it can only be good for Man U.
Yeah, absolutely. How far are Manchester United from that sort of promised land of where they really want to be at the moment?
Well, I think I've been quietly impressed of the 3 lads they brought into the midfield. I'd still like them to do 1 or 2 other pieces. They're a lot stronger squad, looking at them on paper anyway now, than they were 12 months ago. The signings have been good in the last 12 months, so things are looking forward. They're looking well.
They're looking well. Quick prediction today. I know you've got your heart in both camps.
It's not going to be easy, I wouldn't have thought, as we can see the atmosphere and feel the atmosphere. But I cannot see United losing.
Okay, that's from Steve Bruce. Do you know what? The atmosphere, as Steve rightly said, is absolutely fantastic here. We had a Republica ready to go, shouting from the rooftops as the lyrics go, and the fans were definitely doing that, because after a decade away from the top flight, almost 3 months to the day since securing their place in the Premier League, Hull City are back and they are ready to pounce if the atmosphere at the MKM is anything to go by. The playoff winners take on the 20-time Premier League champions in a fixture they haven't won in their last 10 attempts. And to add to the injury woes and the fact that Manchester United have never lost in the top flight when facing a newly promoted team in their first game of the season, the pressure will definitely be on for Hull City. But can they make it a return to remember? Well, the fans are certainly hoping so, waving their flags. The atmosphere is raucous. It's absolutely fantastic. Really looking forward to this one, your first game day Saturday of the new Premier League season. Let's find out how this one goes in the company of United legend and former Hull City boss Steve Bruce, alongside TalkSport's chief football commentator Sam Matterface. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Reshmin. Yeah, it's a special one. The MKM Stadium in Hull, where the Premier League returns. Yes, the Premier League is back, and it's back here on the banks of the Humber for the first time in 9 years. Another season of drama, delight, tension and fright, and according to Achun Ilekali, an explosion here and there. The man who owns Hull City doesn't really do quiet confidence. His words this summer: think about us like a volcano. It's boiling right now, and it's going to erupt. Maybe not today, he told us, but they are rumbling. Well, the only thing explosive about Manchester United since Michael Carrick took over has been their points tally. The quiet one lets the football make the noise. Alongside me, a man who's stood on both sides of the divide here. Only 3 managers have ever taken Hull City into the Premier League: Phil Brown and now Sergei Yakirovich, and Steve Bruce, who did it twice. He captained Manchester United to the double as well. Steve, you know what this ground sounds like when it's full and it believes. I mean, it's very noisy today. What's coming Manchester United's way in the first 20?
Well, it's Man United coming to town has created all this, of course, and of course the Premier League. I mean, look, I'm delighted on a personal point of view that Hull have got back into the Premier League. It's, when you look at the facility of the stadium here and all the rest of it, then it's equipped to do it. It's going to be very, very difficult for them. Of course it is, given they're playing against Manchester United today. But can they go and stay in the Premier League? We'll know a little bit more in 90 minutes, see how they're going to fare against a very decent Man United team.
And whether you're in the car, in the kitchen, or flat out in the last of the summer garden duties, settle in. It's the first Premier League Saturday of the season. It started with a bang last night, and whatever happens, the wise men will tell you, game day's got you covered all day. Adrian Durham follows us. Tomorrow we'll be at Newcastle for the return of Alexander Isak. And Monday Night Football takes us to Fulham. Right now, Hull City, dormant for 9 years, are about to give Manchester United a tremor. live and exclusive to national radio. This is Talk Sport, and we're off and underway here at the MKM Stadium. We'll keep you up to date with all the action in the EFL as well. Lots of fixtures up and down the country kicking off at 12:30 this afternoon, but all eyes here at the MKM Stadium, where Manchester United have got us started shooting from right to left in ivory shirts with thick dark trim and black shorts, white socks, attacking the goal away to our left-hand side, and Hull in their retro amber and black thick striped kit defending that goal and attacking towards our right. The offside flag is up against Patrick Dorgu, and a free kick early doors for Hull City. 0-0 the score. We played 40 seconds here, Steve, and Hull finished the season with a pre-season goalless draw at home to League One side Nice. There wasn't too many chances, and they'll be hoping to stop Manchester United creating today.
Well, they've gone as we expected. They've gone 5 at the back and 4 across midfield, and Ollie McBurney up top on his own, which is going to be a bit of a thankless task for him, I would presume. But it's, can they defend as well, the setup suggests.
Ball chipped forward down the right by Mazraoui into Mbumo, who sends a high ball into the box, a loopy one, which is easily caught by the Greek goalkeeper Konstantinos Soulakis, who's very tall. He's way over 6 foot, 6'4.5". He's tall and rangy, and he's got a great throw on him. He's just bowled the ball out towards the near touchline, where Louis Cole is manhandled by Patrick Dorgu, and it's going to be a free kick just short of the halfway line. Matt Crooks, who spent 7 years in the Manchester United Academy, anchoring the midfield. This is the Hull City 11. Soulakis, the goalkeeper, the back five of Coyle, Ajayi, Egan, Mendy, the record signing, and Ryan Giles. In midfield, it's Balumi, Crooks, Slater and Elliot Stroud. And then up front, Ollie McBurney, who got 19 goals in all competitions last season and is the figurehead of their attack once again this campaign. For Manchester United, they've got Senna Lomans, who was excellent last season in goal, Mazraoui, Maguire, Heaven and Luke Shaw, the back four. Then it's Santos and Tielemans, and then 3 behind will be Mbumo, Fernandes and Dorgu, with Cunha up top today. Be interesting to see how he drops and Fernandes goes beyond him. That happened a couple of times in pre-season. We have our first goal in the EFL today. It's come at the Memorial Stadium in Bristol, where Harrison Biggins has put Newport County 1-0 up. Hayden Mullins, who is taking charge of Newport County, has made EFL management look very straightforward so far. They won against Rochdale last weekend. They're beating Bristol Rovers away from home today. Bristol Rovers under Steve Evans this year. Here's Dorgu on halfway. Back to the centre of the park, and Andre Santos. Ball over the top for Fernandes, who has got in behind the defence here. The ball's run loose in the box after a collision between John Egan and Semi Ajayi, and the ball spills into the arms rather fortuitously of Soulakis away to our left.
Wonderful pass from Tielemans. We're going to see a little bit of that this year. Wonderful forward pass. Very nearly got Fernandes in.
Two sides looking for a first point in League Two. Salford 0, Chesterfield 1. Lee Bonis with the goal after 2 minutes. Not been a great start for Salford City.
That's what they get for sacking me son. You can take that, Gary. I hope you're listening.
Alex Bruce, now employed at Rotherham, I hear.
Yeah, good luck to them this afternoon. Big game for them.
3 minutes 40 seconds play back here at the MKM. Michael Carrick standing in a dark suit on the edge of the technical area, and a black pair of Adidas trainers, and the goalkeeper away to our left. Not the first time actually, he's just stood on the ball inviting Manchester United to come and take it. He's just wasting a little bit of time there and just delaying and stymieing the flow of the game. But McBurney's got it on halfway, and he's sent Balumi into the inside right channel. Heaven has come across, pinched it, but only given it as far as Coyle, whose cross has taken out the goalkeeper, and getting back there to head it away from McBurney was Mazraoui, who filled in spectacularly and had to get a crucial header, glanced away, otherwise there was danger for Senna Lomans.
Wonderful defensive header by Mazraoui, because McBurney, I was fancying him at the far post. Great defensive header, and it needed to be.
Well, they don't get many chances, they don't make many chances, but when they do get them, they usually take them, and McBurney was certainly ruthless in front of goal last season. That was a brilliant cross from Louis Cole on this near side. Ball cleared by the goalkeeper, given away straight to Shaw, who gives it back again, but he has it near side the left, just over the halfway line, a couple of steps in from the touchline. Bellumi funnels back, wins it off Dorgu, and it goes all the way back to John Egan at the heart of the defence. A very experienced central defender, played for Sheffield United for many years. Chasing into the inside left channel is Elliot Stroud. He doesn't quite get on the end of that long raking ball from Noble Mendy, and it goes drifting out of play for a goal kick to Manchester United away to our right-hand side. Certainly Hull City look fired up by the atmosphere here at the MKM.
A bright start, a really bright start. They've got in down this right-hand side. Wonderful cross by Coyle, and it needed a really, really good defensive header from Mazraoui. Otherwise, you'd fancy McBurney to score.
Yeah. 25,586 crammed in here today. Proper sellout of the MKM Stadium. They share it with Hull FC rugby league team. It's a proper bowl, tight and very loud when it's full, and today, believe me, it is full. The last top flight game played here, by the way, was a 7-1 defeat at the hands of Tottenham in May 2017. And I'll look to improve on that. Here's Tielemans squeezing through a tight gap. He was being pressed from all angles by McBurney and Crooks. A free kick was given by our referee today, Darren England, just in front of the halfway line. And Manchester United have it centrally with Santos, new signing, out to the left, and Shaw, who played every one of the 38 Premier League games last season, gets it back to Aidan Heaven. Heaven, the youngster who came from Arsenal last summer, made 11 starts at 19 years of age last campaign, and has started the season at the heart of the defence while they wait for Lisandro Martinez to get up to full speed. Plays it forward, comes back to Santos. Bit of space here on the right now for Tielemans, who moves up the pitch, feeds Mbeumo, who's out on the right-hand side. He tucks it back to Mazraoui. Mazraoui looks up, and then it goes across to Maguire. Maguire now finding Aidan Heaven. Everything being played in front of Hull City at this moment in time, who are quite happy to sit on the edge of their penalty area and wait for their moment to pounce, Steve.
Yeah, in the last third now, Hull really goes a back six, really. You know, any time with any pressure on the ball, they go back into this really deep defensive block with those six of them on that occasion.
That's something that Manchester United have got to try and crack open. As Cunha goes down the right, Mendy goes across and stops Cunha from getting on the ball. The Brazilian is beaten to it by the Senegalese, and it goes out for a throw-in down by the right side of the Hull City penalty area, in front of the travelling Manchester United away support. And they've come here with good spirits, quietly hopeful. All the protests have gone, the Ratcliffe rows have stopped. The fanzines are talking about football again as the ball goes into the penalty area looking for Cunha. And he gets shrugged off the ball by Crooks. It lands at the feet of Mbeumo, keeps it alive for Manchester United, who are about 15 yards short of the penalty area. Maguire back to Heaven on centre circle, then into Santos, and he's given it away. And just as he nicked in front of the defender, it looks as if Elliot Stroud got caught by Maguire. Both of them went down. Maguire claims that was a foul. The ball ran loose, and Santos ended up tidying up his mistake. And it ends up with Manchester United back in possession, but Maguire's not happy about the tackle, and he's hobbling away. Here is Cunha inside the area, takes a deflection through the legs of Mendy as it goes to the centre of the 18-yard box. There's a shove there by Cunha on McBurney, and a free kick given to Hull City. It hasn't been a sedate start, has it?
No, it's. I mean, Man U are going to have to be a bit patient, because, as I said, when they go into the last third, then Hull quickly become a back six. But there's a challenge on the halfway line from Maguire, and I thought he had to make it. I'm not too sure which way it went. But yeah, it's been a quite fast start, isn't it, to the game so far? Darren
England, our referee, not thinking that anything's doing, and certainly VAR never going to intervene unless there is a clear error. And we had a good chat with the pro ref, as they should now be called, representatives this week, in which they told us that the bar is going to be high, and they feel as if that the other leagues around the world now are following their lead and going to continue to raise the high bar of intervention. I think the less intervention from VAR, the better.
Well, yeah, absolutely right. A bit of common sense would make a hell of a lot of difference, wouldn't it? So let's hope it improves on last year.
Portsmouth didn't have a great start to the season. They conceded 3 goals in both their games in the Carabao Cup against West Ham, and last week as well against Queen's Park Rangers, but they've taken the lead away at Lincoln City. Ryan Kavuma McQueen, who's on loan from Chelsea, has scored after 7 minutes for John Mousinho's team. And Portsmouth leading the championship by a goal to nil. Ball over the top down the right, looking for Louis Cole for Hull City on the charge here. Doesn't manage to get hold of the ball, got a little bump from Luke Shaw, but it was nothing other than a shoulder barge, and he just slides off the pitch and the ball goes out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. I mean, the owner and the fans are a little bit fed up of hearing about it, but they are here, Hull City, against every projection that sport really can produce. They conceded 66 goals last season. No club has come to the top flight leaking more since Leicester in the 1950s, and they sat second bottom of the championship on expected points last campaign, but they got promoted anyway. And I think that shows a lot about the character of the team, really.
Yeah, the manager's done an outstanding job, because nobody fancied them last year in the championship. They had real struggles at times conceding, but they've had a bright start so far.
Yeah, and although they haven't had exclusive rights to the ball, they've had a little bit more possession than maybe some people might have thought. They averaged 46% possession last season. The idea was always to sit deep, fire it quickly forward, and then try and make chances for them. Manchester United, I think, want a little bit more control this campaign, and rather than relying so much on the transitions. Here's Bruno Fernandes trying to clip the ball over the top for Dorgu, tries to run in between Ajayi and Egan, but they squeeze him out of that opportunity, and the ball runs over into the 18-yard box and rather easily controlled by Soulakis, the Greek goalkeeper, who once again just stands on the ball. No high press from Manchester United, and he's allowed to bring the ball out rather easily. Egan takes it through the D and out towards the left-hand side. You're listening to Hull City 0, Manchester United 0 on TalkSport with Sky Sports, and don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly in minutes, like Brentford versus Spurs live today, streamed via the internet. Terms, conditions apply. Noble Mendy out on the far side, the left, back to Soulakis, who kicks it long. Mazraoui stretches his neck and guides it back to Maguire at the heart of the Manchester United defence, and then the ball's played infield to Tielemans. Tielemans, who's deep now, looking up, eyes darting. Where's the pass? He takes a couple of taps to the right, releases Mazraoui, wants it back again, gets it just right at the halfway line and just inside his own half. He gives it to Aidan Heaven, who looks for Shaw. Shaw with a deep cross into the box. It's a stooped header. It comes to Mbeumo, hits it right-footed. It's saved by the goalkeeper, who had to stretch. There was hesitancy amongst the Hull defence, and Mbeumo almost capitalised on that. Tielemans tries to turn as the ball's fired back to him by Fernandes. Frustration from the captain as Tielemans can't take it in. The ball runs out for a goal kick, but Luke Shaw's cross into the box was not dealt with by the Hull defence. They just went a little bit napping there. It ran all the way through to Mbeumo, and he cracked it right-footed. He's been hot in pre-season. He's drawn the first save.
Yeah, you'd not like to see that, the record signing, the defensive record signing from Senegal, is it? You can pronounce it better than I can.
Noble Mendy.
He's got away with one there. He's needed his goalkeeper to pull off a save. Quite a straightforward save, with straight out. You expect him to make it, but a chance for Man U.
Only chance of the game so far, really. We played 13 minutes on TalkSport, the radio station that brings you more football than anybody else. And we'll be bringing you West Ham's game against Charlton later today on TalkSport 2. Joe Shannon and Perry Groves bringing you that one from the London Stadium, which they expect to be a sellout, I hear, today. Stuart Pearce, Charlie Adam will join Adrian Durham from 2:30 for the fastest goal service on the dial. Here's Mazraoui over halfway, bit of space to run into for the first time for the Moroccan. Cunha screaming for it, wants it, gets it, takes it in well, shoots as he turns balletically, but he didn't get enough power in the effort. And although the goalkeeper went down to the floor to make the save, it was a pretty tame effort from Matthias Cunha. 0-0.
That's what they're going to have to guard against when they've got people up the pitch and they commit themselves forward. All of a sudden there's a gaping hole down the right-hand side, and of course Man United have exploited it nearly.
Remember, we've got more football for you tomorrow as well, as we bring you round the grounds from 1:30 at Newcastle. Cross into the box by Giles, McBurney with the header, saved by the goalkeeper Lawrence, brilliantly down to his right. Giles' cross from the left-hand side. McBurney, so often the route to goal for Hull City last season, leapt beautifully, headed the ball towards the far corner, and Lomans was there to make the save.
Yeah, Ollie, it's a decent header. When he looks back on it, could have done better. Bit close to the goalkeeper. Could he got it closer to the goal line, headed it down? good chance again, great crossing again. That's two they put in the first 15 minutes.
Well, Giles and Coyle are brilliant at delivering crosses from wide areas. They've got a long throw being tossed in here as well. A flick on by Mendy, and then a ball hammered into the air by Bruno Fernandes, an up and under, which will run to the right-hand side. Elliot Stroud, who took the long throw in, is brushed off the ball. It did come off of him last, and it goes out for a Manchester United throw in the right full-back position. So far in the EFL, Portsmouth leading by a 0-0 in the Championship. In League One, it's all 0-0 in those games. Newport 1-0 up away at Bristol Rovers in League Two, and Chesterfield leads Salford by a 0-0 in that same division. This is Talk Sport, and we're live at the MKM Stadium in Hull on this first Saturday of the Premier League season. And the ball is clipped up towards the halfway line by Senna Lomans, and Patrick Dorgu just had a little bit of a problem dealing with Semi Ajayi, very experienced man, someone that you know quite well, Steve Bruce. Semi Ajayi.
Yeah, I had the pleasure to manage him at my short period of time at West Brom. Very, very good player. Very, very decent lad as well. Very quick. Nobody's going to run away with him in this division.
Very tall and powerful as well, isn't it? Oh, given away by Manchester United, picked up by Slater, puts it through the legs of Mazraoui, out to the left, Giles with a cross. Oh, it's stopped over the top by the goalkeeper. He went for goal at the near post instead of the cross, and Lomans had to reach out his hand and pummel it over the top of the crossbar, and Hull really did nearly catch Manchester United out there.
Yeah, was it a cross or a shot? Was one of them ones, wasn't it, when Nelly got the better than the goalkeeper? Poor error for Man U, give the ball away in an awful area.
Good chance for Hull once again. Might have been a deflected cross that went towards the near post, and Lomans had to make a smart save. Another corner into the near post, a flick on, comes to the Burnley, saved by the goalkeeper onto the post, and it's hammered into the net, and Hull City lead on the opening day of the season. Semi Ajayi was there to put the ball in from 4 yards out after Lomans had saved the initial effort from Ollie McBurney onto the post, into the 6-yard box, and Semi Ajayi has just made the MKM erupt. First day of the Premier League season for Hull City, and they strike first against Manchester United. Hull 1, Manchester United 0.
Well, the value of set pieces, isn't it? It's a great delivery in. McBurney gets a great header on it again. That's twice he's found to be able to head it in the 6-yard box. This time the goalkeeper's made a very good save, comes back off the post, and Semi's there to go and smash it in the net. Great start for Hull.
Well, we said he was enormous and quick. He was quick off the mark to react to that. Only one goal last season for Hull City, but he scored the first goal in the Premier League for them this time around. Less than 18 minutes gone, and Hull City lead by a 0-0. And this place has gone mad, as you would imagine. He scored during that West Bromwich Albion season in the Premier League that he had at Wolves in a massive game for them, and at Anfield against Liverpool, and he scored a massive goal here.
I think you'll remember that one, won't you, Sam? After 20 minutes, Hull taking the lead against Manchester United, and I have to say they've had 1 or 2, even 3 opportunities in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Millwall have taken the lead in their game against Norwich City. They are 1-0 up. Portsmouth now 2-0 up. Adrian Šećić with the goal after 16 minutes. A player that John Mousinho definitely wants to try and keep down at Fratton Park. Here is Mazraoui on the far side, the right, into Santos, back to Tielemans. Tielemans out to the right-hand side. It's collected by Mbeumo. Back to Mazraoui, who's crossed into the near post. He's headed away, comes back to the edge of the area. Tielemans strikes it, takes a couple of cannons and spills into the arms of the goalkeeper. But Manchester United have got to respond here, Steve, because actually the pressure is on Manchester United today, bearing in mind that they opened the season with a game against Hull City and Ipswich. Everyone's expecting them to get 6 points in their first 2 weeks of the season.
Of course, and we've known, all of a sudden, we've known how difficult it is in the first 20 minutes. You know, Hull have fantastically well organised. They've caught them on the break a couple of times. They've had 1 or 2 opportunities before they have scored. I think the goalkeeper's made 3 saves already. The Hull goalkeeper's made a couple of saves too, so it's a little bit open. and we've only had 20 minutes played.
Well, it's worth saying that before Semi Ajayi put the ball into the net, Senna Lomans can only be described as an outstanding save from Ollie McBurney, which pushed the ball onto the inside of the post. It came back out, and Ajayi was there to pop it in. Previous to that, he made a save from McBurney and Giles, which had him at full strength. Hull lead by a goal to nil live on TalkSport. Chip forward towards the far side by Louis Coyle, flicked away by Santos. Back in it goes by Stroud, drops on the edge of the box. It's cracked towards goal by Bellumi. He was leaning back when he struck that, and it goes way over the top of the crossbar. In fact, that probably wouldn't have even got the extras for Hull FC in Super League.
No, it was way short, way over the top of the crossbar, but we've seen the threat to McBurney 2 or 3 times now. Every time it comes in the box, he seems to be able to get a head onto it for some reason.
Well, it's been a good start by Hull, and they've taken the game to Manchester United. They've looked a threat, they've made the threat pay, and Manchester United have got to get themselves into gear pretty quickly. Mbeumo to Cunha. Cunha moving down the left-hand side. He's got Shaw just in front of him. Eventually he tried to turn and use him, but before he did that, Matt Crooks came across, really tight to the touchline, put the ball out of play and away for a Manchester United throw midway inside the whole half of the field. Heaven gets it back towards Harry Maguire, then it's back to Aidan Heaven again. He funnels it forward. Cunha's dropped deep again, almost to the halfway line to pick up the ball. He's normally the centre forward here. And then it goes to Mazraoui and then to Tielemans. Tielemans tries to nudge it forward, but Mendy had stepped out of his defensive position to come and close down Tielemans, and it was a very good moment for Noble Mendy just to read that, go in, take it, and stop Manchester United from going any further. They look tactically well drilled, don't they? They might not be the most pleasing team on the eye. They're not going to play tiki-taka football, that's for sure, but they're very well organised, and they know when they have to go and press, and they know when they can go and step out and try and win the ball.
And for large periods, like now, the Man United have got the ball in the last third. They're basically a back 6. 2 white lads drop in onto the full-backs.
Fernandes takes it from Cunha, flicks it out to Mbeumo. He's crossed into the box towards Dorgu, who challenges the goalkeeper, and the foul is given against Patrick Dorgu. Both of them went for a 50-50, really. I'm not sure that there was too much infringement on either party's responsibility. It was just 2 players going for the ball. The goalkeeper won that duel with his hands. Both end up on the floor inside the 6-yard box. Welcome
to England for the goalkeeper. I don't think that happens very often in the Greek Super League or wherever it is. Yeah, both players have gone for the ball, and thankfully they're both going to be okay.
What a start we've had here at the MKM. Hull City leading by a goal to nil. Semi Ajayi with it. And we'll take you around the grounds with Adrian from 2:30. We've got West Brom on the network tomorrow. They take on Burnley in the Championship. Monday Night Football sees us go to Craven Cottage, Fulham against Chelsea. We'll get a first look at Xabi Alonso's new team and Arbeloa's. Here's Ryan Giles again, crossing from the left. It's away by Maguire, picked up by Slater in midfield. He covers every single blade of grass. There's Regan Slater, who clips the ball out towards his right-hand side, and it looks like it's going to be too big for Louis Coyle, but the idea was right. Didn't quite get executed in the manner maybe that he would have wanted, Slater, but it's out for a throw-in to Manchester United, who, let's be completely honest, apart from the mistake that was made in the Hull defence by the new boy Mendy that led to the chance for Mbeumo, they haven't really created much.
Yeah, and they've been a bit pedestrian with the ball, haven't they? And they've been a bit slow in their build-up, and I know it's going to be difficult for them the way Hull have set up, but they really haven't passed it with any real distinction or quickness, so we haven't seen anything just quite yet.
The deep block is one of the puzzles that Manchester United didn't really fully solve last year under Michael Carrick. The West Ham game comes to mind, where they sort of had 55% of the ball and created nothing. Here is Mazraoui out to the right-hand side, looking for Mbeumo. Back infield it goes, then Tielemans takes over, runs down the right side of the whole penalty area, looks to try and get beyond Stroud, goes down, wants the free kick. Akil Halson, who's the assistant on the far side, says nothing. It's then cleared away. Santos should have received it, made a mistake. Hull have got it back, then they've given it straight to Fernandes. The ball's dropped over the top. Dorgu's in the penalty area trying to turn. He gets his shot away, took a deflection that. He thinks that should have been a corner kick. The referee has given a goal kick.
Yeah, they've got to be guarded a little bit. Hull there, they've given the ball away twice in their own last third. They'll get punished in the big league. Didn't really come to anything there with Man U, but they've got to guard against that for all their defensive organisation, not just giving that ball away in a difficult area.
Well, he's never going to panic, Michael Carrick, but he will want a response from his team. 25 minutes gone. Talk Sport live at the MKM in Hull. The clouds over our heads here. I don't know what the weather's like wherever you are, but it's pretty autumnal, really, to be honest with you today. I thought there was supposed to be a non-stop heat wave this summer. Here is McBurney being challenged by Luke Shaw on this near touchline. Floodlights are on here as well. It's a good stadium, isn't it? You came up the back of the stadium with us. This is the first time I take it you've been up here. And you said,
I've never really come up here. It's bigger than I thought when you're up here.
You're usually standing down there in that dugout.
Yeah, talking a load of rubbish half the time too.
Here's Balumi. We do that up here as well, don't worry. Here's Balumi with a cross, just cutting in from the touchline. Tries to get a left-footed ball into the centre. It's cut out by Senna Lomans, and it's thrown away. It'd be interesting to see how the Manchester United goalkeeper gets on. He had a very good first season, Senna Lomans, 8 clean sheets over the campaign. But of all the league's regular goalkeepers, almost nobody stopped a smaller share of shots that came at him. And you'll remember he had a very difficult experience at the end of the World Cup when Belgium went out. Here is Mazraoui over on the far side. He's made a couple of good saves already today, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's been a real success story on the whole for the Man U, from considering where he's come from. He only had played one previous year before he came to Manchester United, so you'd have to say he did very, very well, and he started well. He made a couple of really good saves. It's unfortunate that the save he made from McBurney's gone straight to Semi Ajayi, who's smashed it in the net past him.
It's Hull City 1, Manchester United 0, live on Talk Sport. 27 gone, won by Louis Coyle as Dorgu tries to threaten down this left-hand side. Physical, strong, big Hull man Louis Coyle, with a wonderful family heritage of sporting success. Sends the ball forward. Balumi tries to tussle for it. Manchester United win it back. Bruno Fernandes can't tuck it round the corner, but he wins it back from Balumi. It's very tight on this near touchline, the Manchester United left, and then it's tucked all the way back to halfway, and United look to try and build up from the back again. Mazraoui, back in field he goes, into Maguire. Maguire runs forward, but they need to get a little bit more. I think they need to get the ball out wider a little bit more, Steve, because that's where the gaps are going to be when you've got such a tightly packed defence and such a splodge of amber and black in the middle of the park.
Yeah, it's where you'll find the space down these flanks if they can exploit it.
Cunha's got down the right side now. His cross into the centre is met by Egan. He hammers it out on the far side, and it's out for another throw-in. It's been a bit stodgy from Manchester United up until this point.
Yeah, I think I made the observation. You know, they've got to make the ball move quicker and through the lines quicker. Get it out wide if they can. Create that opportunity wide.
Here is Cunha, just short of the 18-yard box that Manchester United are attacking, although they haven't done enough of that. They've had a lot of the ball in front of the whole defence, but nothing behind it. Here is Fernandes. Back out wide it goes again, on to Mbeumo, Mazraoui, and then back to Maguire. Maguire used to play here, of course. Crosses into the box. It comes all the way through. Dorgu gets a touch on it, but so did Coyle, and it's smuggled behind. And United again appealing for a corner kick, and the referee gives a goal kick. And unlike in the World Cup, VAR will not overturn corner decisions.
Oh, it's a big chance. Great ball from Harry, who finds himself on practically the edge of the box, and he puts a great cross into the box, and Dorgu will look at that and think, could I have done better?
I actually don't think it was a corner kick either. I think he just missed it, didn't he, Dorgu?
Yeah, he missed it totally.
You're listening to Hull 1, Manchester United 0 on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. Hull looking for the perfect start to their Premier League return. And they lead by that goal scored by Semi Ajayi. Their first of the season by a newly promoted team. Coventry City beaten last night by 3-0 by Arsenal. And Ipswich, actually, interestingly, the next opponents for Manchester United. Here is Lomans, back to the right, picked up by Maguire, out to the right, on to Mazraoui, moves in, and it's a poor ball, actually, step over by Fernandes, almost allowed it to go through to Cunha. but it's Hull who pick it up, and McBurney's got the opportunity to play it out wide. He miscontrolled it himself. Then Stroud tries to pick it up. Mazraoui challenges him. The ball bounces out. It goes away for a Manchester United throw. It has been a little bit scrappy. You'd expect that on the opening day of the season.
Yeah, McBurney, if he had took a better touch there, Stroud, I think, was in down the left-hand side of him. Unfortunately, poor touch the other way. He's given the ball away.
Well, we have played just over half an hour now, and so far, this is the day that the Hull fans were looking forward to from the minute that Ollie McBurney smashed that ball into the Middlesbrough goal at Wembley 3 months ago. Manchester United need to respond. Maybe they'll make changes at half-time. I can see already Xerxes and Rashford warming up. Here's Tielemans trying to get hold of the ball, but it was immediately squeezed by Crooks. The energy from Hull City just disrupting Manchester United at this point. And they just look a little bit light at the moment, Manchester United, not up to full speed. Here is the throw-in from the near side, which Luke Shaw will take. No towel to dry the ball. You can only dry it on your shirt now. That's tossed into the near post, looking for Heaven, who thought he was pushed. It drops for Fernandez, who finds Dorgu, and then Santos tight in the area, tries to get a return from Cunha, then goes down inside the box. He thinks he's been contacted, and the referee, Darren England, says play on. And Burma with a cross back in. It's flicked by the defender into the arms of his goalkeeper. Mendy got up highest and glanced the ball, and it was gobbled up by Salakis, and he bowls it out immediately to Coyle to try and get Hull forward at rapid pace. Manchester United really made the most of that opportunity. And VAR not looking at the incident involving Andre Santos. Back underway in the EFL, 0-0 Birmingham Bristol City. Portsmouth 2-0 up away at Lincoln. Millwall 1-0 up against Norwich. In League One, 0-0 between Doncaster and Barnsley, and Luton, who got that dramatic late winner last week against Notts County. In League Two, Bristol Rovers 1-0 down at home to Newport. Salford 1-0 down at home to Chesterfield, and it's still Walsall 0, Grimsby 0. Here it's Hull City 1, Manchester United 0. And so far, I think Hull City will probably feel as if they've deserved their lead for the way that they started their game. I think Manchester United have certainly had the better of possession, but a lot of that possession has been in the middle strip of the field. They haven't created enough. They certainly haven't got enough of the ball into Cunha and Fernandez to try and create anything.
Yeah, they've got to get it out wide. The space is out wide. Here's Luke Shaw.
Takes it out of the sky, keeps it in despite a little fumble. Back to Dorgu, takes 2 touches to get into the area. He should have crossed the ball a lot earlier than that, didn't, and as a result ran down a blind alley and gave it away. That was a mistake by Dorgu, who scored in that pre-season game against AC Milan last week after a bit of a gift, actually. And no gift so far from Hull City. They've shut that door really tight at the back up until this point. 33 gone. They lead by a goal to 0. Here is Aidan Heaven. Under pressure from Ballumi, plays it square. Collected in the centre circle by Harry Maguire. Shirt untucked at the waist. Quite happy to bring the ball out here and stride it forward into Dorgu. Dorgu in his long sleeve ivory Manchester United shirt, attacking the goal away to our left. Gets the ball to Mazraoui, tight to the right touchline now, the Cameroon international in Burma, who moves up to the angle of the penalty area, guides it back to Mazraoui. Infield it goes to Dorgu, tries to turn, he tries to squeeze it past Crooks, who makes a really good challenge, and Dorgu left a little bit of something on him there, and as a result of that, the free hit goes in Hull City's direction. Scott Twine has scored for Bristol City. They lead by a goal to 0, and Rico Hackett has got one back for Lincoln City as they've pulled one back against Portsmouth. It's Portsmouth 2, Lincoln 1. That's the first yellow card of the game, and it goes to Patrick Dorgu.
Well, there's no doubt at all that Hull are making it very, very difficult to Man United to try and get any sort of creativity. They certainly know what they're doing in terms of defensive-wise. They've got to get out to a wide area quicker, because in the middle of the pitch is packed of what they do. They're quite happy for Man U to have the ball in and around the halfway line, and they'll set the stall out like that for the whole of the game. I'm sure Michael will be thinking in his mind, do I change this to get some sort of natural width in a wide area?
Well, Steve Holland and Michael Carrick very much in animated conversation on the touchline down below us. Here's Yuri Tielemans sending the ball out wide towards the right-hand side. It's a long raking ball by Tielemans. It's fine. Mbeumo, who takes it down, takes on Mendy, gets into the penalty area, produces a cross. It's towards Cunha, but handed away by Egan, only as far as Tielemans, who threatened to strike but then didn't. Sent it wide to Luke Shaw on the left, whose cross is deep. And Mbeumo with an athletic effort, a bicycle kick which hits the back of the defender and goes out for a corner. And that was a very good cross by Shaw and a very good effort by Mbeumo, who leapt into the sky, had his body at a sideways parallel, went to try and scissor kick the ball. He hit the back of the defender and it went behind for a corner.
Wow, a wonderful technique to get up there and try the overhead scissor kick or side kick or whatever you want to call it. Thankfully for Hull, it's come off one of the defenders for a corner. Great technique from Mbeumo.
Manchester United very good at set pieces and crosses into the box last season. They might have to rely on one of those here to get back into the game. It's 1-0 to Hull. Here's the corner. Mbeumo to take it right under the goalkeeper. He's massive and he stretches out his arms under pressure, grabs the ball out, and then he throws it brilliantly out to the left-hand side, and they're on the counter here. Ryan Giles helps it on. Stroud picks it up for Hull City down the left as they look at it. He looks to guide it back into Crooks, and the attack slows and Manchester United get back into shape. Here's Slater. Out wide for Hull City to the right now, and Coyle with a chance to cross. It's another good one looking for McBurney. Maguire away, chested down by Slater. Back to Balumi, just on the edge of the D, approaching the penalty area. Giles gets it back, left-footed ball into the box. Maguire is there again with a header. Back to Giles once more, bit more pressure from the home side once again. Balumi, back to goal, tries to turn past Tielemans, who commits a challenge. He was late with that, Balumi did him. He poked it past him and then went to go the other side and drew the foul from Tielemans, and that's going to be a free kick 5 yards back from the edge of the area.
Little nutmegs, was it? Yeah, first nutmegs of the season we've seen, certainly. Yeah, great piece of skill, and I have to say, Hull, that when they get into a wide area, the two wing-backs in particular have got wonderful delivery into the box. That's 2, 3, 4, 5 occasions now we've seen where they've produced a great cross into the box. Harry's had to defend that twice in the space of 30 seconds.
1-0 to Hull City, and the free kick for Hull just about to be taken just outside the penalty area, wide on the left-hand side. Balumi standing over it, so too is Slater. Ryan Giles has just come over towards this near side. There are 5 jerseys for Hull to aim at. It's going to be Slater to hit it in towards the near post, and it's headed in, and they've scored again. Mendy, I think, is claiming the goal. He got on the end of it from the set piece, and he powered the header past centre Lovens. Noble Mendy guiding the ball past Lovens to make it 2-0 to Hull City. Achuni Lakali, the owner of Hull City, said that they were a dormant volcano that was rumbling over the surface. Well, certainly they have exploded into life in the Premier League, and before half-time they lead Manchester United by 2 goals to 0.
Well, we've seen the value of set pieces over the years, and we've seen it again. Another great ball into the area. Man U haven't dealt with it at all, and the big new signing has absolutely thumped a header into the top corner of the net. Wonderful desire to get on top of it. There's only him who showed that real desire to get at something on it, and he's given his side a 2-0 lead. Unbelievable start for Hull.
Well, what a start for Hull City, and what a start for Noble Mendy. £21.4 million, a record club signing from Rayo Vallecano. He only managed 2 goals in La Liga last season, but he's off and running in the Premier League, and Hull City are off and running in the Premier League.
Why, quite incredible scenes around the stadium. Everybody's in disbelief of what's just happening at the moment, as we've seen a great free kick and a wonderful delivery into the box again, and they've gone 2-0 up, which is quite staggering.
And they might be getting a third here, because a mistake by Heaven has almost allowed Balumi in. He recovered just in time to nudge it away from McBurney, but Michael Carrick's got big problems to solve. Tielemans trying to get over the halfway line. He's stopped in his tracks, pulled to the floor. It's a free kick. Manchester United look a little bit short, and they've been caught out defensively twice at set pieces, and as a manager you'll know that is infuriating.
Absolutely, we know how important it is. The one thing you would have to do is defend, obviously. the corner better, and certainly the free kick better, and it's cost them in the end.
Well. What an opening day this could prove to be for Hull City. Still a very long way to go yet, but it's currently Hull 2, Manchester United 0. And for the latest odds, you can head to Sky Bet, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage, where right now you can get Hull to win at 15-8. Manchester United now 9-2 to win the game. The draw is 3-1, and that's all thanks to Sky Bet. 18+, begambleaware.org. Here is Mazraoui to Mbeumo. A sense of urgency now about Manchester United. The advantage played by Darren England as Mbeumo thought he was fouled over on the far side. Santos steps forward, finds Mazraoui, into Cunha into Santos, a little flick by Fernandes, into Dorgu. Well, I don't know what he was trying to do there, Patrick Dorgu, but it didn't come off, it went straight to Balumi. He completely failed to look over his shoulder properly to see where Luke Shaw was. Just thought they'd play a blind pass, and he gave it straight back to Hull City.
Yeah, and they were in a good position as well, and he gave the ball away very, very cheaply, I have to say. That's a couple of times he's did that.
Well. Manchester United,
I think
2-0 down.
I think, Sam, Man United need to have a focal point to hit up the top end of the pitch in a natural number 9.
Sesko, half-time.
Sesko, Rashford.
Here is Tielemans. Out wide it goes to Mbeumo again. Again, Manchester United going nowhere. They're being stopped by Hull City, who are camped 10 yards outside their own area, and just making sure that Manchester United cannot get the ball in behind them, cannot get the ball into an area where they can do damage to Soulakis. Here is Tielemans, that disciplined organisation coming to the fore again as Mbeumo tries to get round the back. Mendy, who scored the second goal today, 2 central defenders with goals for Hull City, and the ball is sent out. Now, there's a yellow card here, and I'm not entirely sure what that was for, but I think it was for Noble Mendy. Darren England just got, I think it was, you know, when Mbeumo got fouled over on the far side, he played the advantage. I think it might have been for that. A yellow card for Noble Mendy for that challenge on Mbeumo. Throw in from the far side for Manchester United. Flicked on at the near post, and it goes all the way through to Soulakis, and that comes to nothing. And this first half has come to nothing for Manchester United so far in the game. 0-0 the score. Wow. I wonder what Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy will make of it on the phone-in from 5:30 tonight. The game day phone-in takes to your airwaves. There's a lot of you will be driving back from games that you've attended today. You'll be able to have your say on all the day's action on the usual number, 03717 223344. And that follows, of course, Adrian taking you round the grounds, and that commentary of West Ham United against Charlton Athletic, which is live on Talk Sport 2. Here is Harry Maguire playing it out towards the Manchester United left. It's kept in just by Shaw, and it goes infield to Santos. Back to Maguire. Maguire striding down the right side of the centre circle, gives it to Mazraoui, the Moroccan. And Mbeumo is so good in pre-season, basically ran the game in Dublin, hasn't really been able to do so today. Fernandes, lovely little twirl away from Giles. He's crossing to the box, stopped by Mendy, goes out for a throw-in over on the far side. Officially, that yellow card that we are being told is for Matt Crooks for reckless play. I'll have to go back and have a look at that. There is going to be 2 minutes of additional time, so not Mendy. Birmingham equalised against Bristol City. Sam Tickle with a goal 3 minutes before half-time. Here is Cunha in the centre. Dorgu, after Mbeumo's cross, rises but heads about 8 yards wide of goal, and Manchester United cannot hit their stride. They need a half-time team talk and a change of fortunes. Luton 1, Notts County 0. Nike Wells with a goal for Jack Wilshere's team. They lead just before the break. Manchester United 2-0 down here, and there's going to be a bit of an inquest at half-time, I think. In the Championship, Birmingham 1, Bristol City 1, Lincoln 1, Portsmouth 2, Millwall 1, Norwich 0. In League 1, Doncaster 0, Barnsley 0, Luton are 1-0 up against Notts County. And in League 2, Bristol Rovers 1-0 down at home to Newport, Salford 0, Chesterfield 1, and Walsall 0, Grimsby 0. Hull City lead thanks to goals from Semi Ajayi and Noble Mendy. Ball clipped down the right side by McBurney. Bellumi crunches into Aidan Heaven. Free kick given. And Manchester United, I think, are just hoping for the half-time whistle here so they can get in and sort themselves out.
Yeah, they've found it very, very frustrating. They've been very, very good Hull defensively. They've been immaculate in what they've done. They've not, Man U, I don't think they've really created a chance of their own. A mistake. But they're going to have to really, really have a look at what they're going to do in the second half.
Well, it's confirmation of that 2 minutes of added time, and we're 11 seconds into that now as Bruno Fernandes gets the ball. Tielemans with a chance to cross into the box. Mendy with an unconventional sort of attempt at a clearance which hit his body, went into the air, but the goalkeeper, who's been very assertive, has come out and claimed that, taken the pressure off his defence, and will clear away. 2-0 to Hull City, defended brilliantly, set up in a very deep shape, but when they've got balls into the box, they've been a real threat, and they've profited from 2 set-piece situations that have caused Manchester United grief. And Senna Lotman's actually, before they conceded the first goal of the game, had already had to make 3 brilliant saves to stop Hull from going in front. Ball over the top by Fernandes, looking for Mbeumo. Again, it's Hull are the quickest to the ball, sharpest, fastest, and at the moment Manchester United very much second best in the game. They can have all the ball they want, but they've got to do something with it if they're going to try and turn this game around. Tielemans to Dorgu, who's been a disappointment so far. Cunha trying to turn and take the game to Hull. Good inside ball to Fernandes. His shot towards the far corner deflects off of the committed Semi Ajayi and bounces out for a throwing down by the corner flag. Steve Bruce.
Yeah, that first little bit of ability, and we've seen a little 1-2 at the edge of the box, and it creates an opportunity for Fernandes. Unfortunately, it's blocked. Long throw coming in from Luke Shaw. Shaw into the near post, but that's meat and drink to Wally McBurney. He heads that away rather easily. Tielemans picks it up. He looks for an outlet, and Maguire's stayed in, I think hoping for a high ball into the box. That hasn't come so far. Instead, they go to Mbeumo, back to Santos, and then out to Mbeumo again, who's very deep at the moment. Dorgu is now, I don't know what he's doing, where he's travelling to, but he seems to be on the wrong side. He's not really set the world alight, but Hull City have. And listen to this, it's half-time at the MKM, and the promoted side lead Manchester United by 2-0, and the old bowl is shaking. Listen to the Tigers roar. 2 goals, one from Semi Ajayi, one from Noble Mendy. Before that, Senna Lomans had to make 3 half-decent saves in order to keep Manchester United in the game. But boy, is there a smile on the face of the owner, Achun Ilakali. 45 minutes Hull are for the first ever win in the Premier League over Manchester United, and it would be, on the first half showing, nothing more than they deserve. Half-time, Hull City 2, Manchester United 0.
Sam, thank you very much. Well, who would have thunk it, Steve Bruce? What a first half from Hull City. 2 goals, as Sam said. Semi Ajayi on 17 minutes. Record signing, Noble Mendy on 38. They are 2 goals to the good against the mighty Manchester United. How have they done it, Steve?
Well, they've been. It's quite fascinating football, isn't it? Nobody gave Hull a chance. All of us were thinking that Man U are just going to come into town and walk away easily with 3 points, and I think that's why we enjoy the Premier League the way it is. You know, we've wrote Hull off. Everybody has. They're going to be relegated by Christmas. Has been the shout. I have to say they've been immaculate in their work defensively. Getting forward, they've put some wonderful crosses in the box. Before they scored the goal, Lemons has had to make 2-3 great saves, and they've crossed it every time they've got there with a bit of quality. Hull, they've put it in the box, and McBurney's a threat. Great delivery, great team organisation, and of course they've showed that spirit which you'd expect from a newly promoted team to go and give it everything they've got.
Feels as though they've come in with a real game plan. Almost as though they've really studied Manchester United's weaknesses, and they've worked on what they can do, what's in their control, as you say, the delivery, the organisation.
Yeah, well, apparently the vast majority of last season this is the way they played, because nobody was expecting them to do anything in the Championship last year, and they've got into the playoffs and got into the Premier League. So they've been tried and tested at what they've done. 8 of the team are part of getting up out of the division last year, who were played at Wembley. So they all know what they're doing in terms of that respect. I have to say, defensively, they've been immaculate.
Yeah.
They've defended deep. They're not great on the eye to going forward, but they keep it very, very simple. They get it to the wide areas who put in the box, and that delivery from the set pieces has been excellent. And of course, 2 centre-halves have scored the goals.
They've really used the width well, haven't they, against Manchester United?
The two wing-backs in particular have got really good qualities in terms of the last third. When they get there, their delivery into the box has been fantastic to watch.
For Manchester United, have they been caught off guard? Because this is 2 set-piece goals, and it doesn't look good, does it?
Well, you're always disappointed if you lose. We know how valuable set pieces are. They're a huge part of the game. Something like 33% of goals are scored by set pieces. And the one thing, you've got to defend them better than what Man U have. I have to say, the quality into the box, again, from the set pieces was excellent. But they've shown a big desire to get to get a header to it. And yeah, they've caused many problems every time they've asked that question.
Yeah. Well, look, what would you say to this United team at half time?
Well, I think they've got to move the ball quicker, and I think they're a bit pedestrian. Yes, they're making it very difficult, Hull, but they've got to get to a wide area. That's where they find a bit of space. They've got to get it to a wide area. They haven't really got a natural wide player playing in my looking at it. Are they going to make a change? I wouldn't be surprised if they do make a change.
Who would be that player?
What is it again for Rashford to give it to wide and use his pace in a wide area? Maybe. I certainly think they've missed an out-and-out centre-half forward. Cunha is a wonderful player, but in my opinion is not a 9. So is Sesko ready to play half an hour, 40 minutes? Who only knows?
What do you think knowing Michael's character, I know your character, what would Michael be saying in this? I mean, he's very measured, isn't he? He's not one to panic, and I think that served him so well last season in the spell that he had. What would he say now?
Well, this is where you earn your money. You know, it's not often you come in at Man United or 2-0 down to a club, no disrespect to Hull. So you would expect him to, I would think he'd be calm with it and give 2-3 instructions of how they can improve. They must move the ball quicker. And as I said, can they get it to a wide area and create something from a wide area rather than through the centre of the pitch? Because so far, they haven't really created anything.
Do you think they've underestimated Hull?
No, I don't think so. I just think the atmosphere in the stadium, the first opportunity Hull nearly scored. They got down the right-hand side, and it was a wonderful header at the far post from Mazraoui, what stopped McBurney from scoring at the far post. So I don't think they've underestimated them. I just think they haven't played well enough on the day. They've been too pedestrian, too slow in that build-up play, and that's made it a little bit easier for Hull to be in their defensive shape, which they've done very, very well.
It will be fascinating to see what Manchester United do in the second half, and indeed whether Hull City can hold on. No one gave them a chance, did they, coming into this game? But I tell you what, I don't think anyone's expecting this scoreline when we've been reading it out. Hull City 2, Manchester United 0 at half-time. The Tigers roaring, really getting the better of the Red Devils as it stands. Of course, a huge 45 minutes still to come here at the MKM Stadium. Do stay with us at half-time. It's Hull City 2, Manchester United 0.
Get pumped for a massive Monday night of live Premier League football.
Game day exclusive on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Crocs clips just dropped in Happy Meal. Express yourself however you feel. Sports mode, stylish or superstar too. Whatever your vibe, we've got the mode for you. Some fun, some food, it's all inside this Happy Meal. Until the 21st of September from 11 a.m. Includes one pre-selected book or toy. Crocs range comprised of toys only while stocks last. Fair ordering policy applies.
They are still checking it.
5 minutes for a decision? Game's gone.
Has it, Roy? Fans have been saying that since forever. The game's never gone, Roy.
The goal's been given!
Get it!
Opt in and get a completely free bet to use on Accas with 5 legs or more this weekend with Sky Bet.
Game's back.
Football Accas only. Free bet expiry subject to respective offer details. Free bet stakes not returned or withdrawable. Eligibility restrictions and further T&Cs apply. 18+. Gambleaware.org.
In 10 metres, take a left at the pile of washing.
Sorry, what?
At the Valley of Toy Dinosaurs, approach the kitchen with no room to cook. Turn right at the floordrome. You've reached Chaos. Recalculating. Suggest immediate course correction to IKEA for fitted wardrobes, children's storage, and cupboard organizers.
Find your way back to calm. Discover smart storage at your local IKEA now. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Incredible scenes here at the Village Hotel's Pub and Grill. Fans are taking their place in the fan zone with stadium-style seating, amazing views on huge screens, and we're underway. Lovely bit of dribbling there as she tackles the burger stack. Now they're getting down the wings. Sticky barbecue, unbelievable. Oh, and he's hit the bar. And it's there! His favourite ice-cold beer. What a result! Catch every game live in the Pub and Grill at Village. Get in! Find out more at villagehotels.com.
It's another day at Screwfix, and Mo Farah is learning the ropes.
So, Mo, with Click and Collect, we get orders ready fast. So customers are out of here and back to their jobs in as little as 1 minute. What are you doing?
Deep lunges. It's my warm-up. I need to be in peak condition for when orders come in.
Love that intensity, Mo. Laser focused. You might even have what it takes to beat my PB one day.
Back in the Mo.
Click and collect in as little as 1 minute. Screwfix. No stopping you.
You know football, and the Sun knows football. So we know that you want the latest football news and analysis round the clock, whether it's the Premier League, EFL or cup competitions. Plus, must-watch shows like Tactics Exposed from our expert journalists. We don't know if Coventry can cut it back in the big time or whether Arsenal can retain their title, but we do know where you'll find out. Download the Sun app for fans who know football.
Game day exclusive on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Stream the biggest Premier League games flexibly with Now. Like Brentford versus Spurs live today. 18 plus, stream via internet, terms apply.
Athletic accomplishment meets peerless professionalism.
Game day exclusive TalkSport.
Hello everybody, you're listening to Game Day Exclusive live on TalkSport. I'm Reshmin Chowdhury. We're at the MKM for Hull City against Manchester United. Who would have thought it? The scoreline here, it's currently Hull City 2, Manchester United 0. Wow, it's been quite a half here for the home side. The newly promoted side, the side that finished 6th in the Championship last season, that conceded 66 goals, won the playoff up against the 20-time champions. And they are 2 goals to the good on their return to the promised land. Wow, what a start we've had here. What about the other half-time scores then at 12:30 in the Sky Bet Championship? This is what's happening so far. Birmingham City 1, Bristol City 1, Millwall 1, Norwich 0, and Lincoln City 1, Portsmouth 2 in Sky Bet League 1 at half-time. It's currently 1-1 between Luton Town and Notts County, and it's also goalless between Doncaster and Barnsley. And in Sky Bet League 2, goalless between Bristol Rovers and Newport. Salford City are a goal down to travelling Chesterfield, and it's currently Walsall 0, Grimsby Town 0. OK, going back to this game, let's get the latest from Sky Bet, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage. And it's time to get the latest odds from Sky Bet.
The Form Zone on TalkSport with Sky Bet. Games back. Get in on it with Sky Bet. For the fans, 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Well, Sam Matterface is alongside me on commentary, of course, with Steve Bruce. Sam, I imagine from that first half, the odds have they shifted quite dramatically?
Absolutely. Manchester United are going to bring on Marcus Rashford at half-time, and that may well shift the balance, but they've got a lot of work to do to come from behind to win. Hull City massive favourites now. They're 7-4 on to go on and complete their first ever Premier League victory over Manchester United. The draw is 14-5. Manchester United to come back and win a 9-2. The last time they came back in the Premier League from 2-0 down at half-time against Aston Villa, they won 3-2. Boxing Day 2023, Alejandro Garnacho sparks the turnaround with 2 second-half goals. And, you know, maybe Marcus Rashford can do the same.
Maybe Marcus Rashford can do the same. As you say, he's warming up, poised, we imagine, to come on in this second half. It's a huge one, isn't it, this, for Manchester United. That's all thanks to Sky Bet. Thanks very much, Sam. Thanks to Sky Bet. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
The Form Zone on Talk Sport with Sky Bet. Games back. Get in on it with Sky Bet. For the fans, 18+ gambleaware.org.
Okay, following us at 2:30, of course, Adrian Durham will be taking you around the grounds with all the goals as they go in the Premier League and the Sky Bet Championship. He is at Portman Road for Ipswich against Sunderland. Are we going to see something of the same? I have forgotten how to speak. It's just your name. I don't know why. I think I was thinking of the boys earlier on the warm-up. Forget about it. And I almost brought that in, and then I stopped myself halfway. I forgot about it. It's Durham. Adrian, what are we expecting from Ipswich against that? First of all, welcome back, actually. Welcome back for another season of Premier League coverage, another season of Game Day Live. Excited?
I'm always very excited. And Ipswich-Sunderland, I think, is a great game because Sunderland spent so much and stayed up and got into Europe. Ipswich, again, are spending a lot of money. So I'm intrigued to see what they've learned from Sunderland, whether they can stay up. Hull City setting a standard in that first half. Wow. I think Coventry must be looking at that thinking, crikey, it looked really difficult last night. Arsenal, a different proposition to Man United, I get that. But I think it's... I'm so excited about this season because... while we all think Arsenal are going to win the league, the rest of it, can we really predict, especially after your first half there?
This is the thing, isn't it? Because there's so many variables this season. The only side that are looking on course with a great squad and really intact are, unfortunately for everyone else, Arsenal, and we saw that last night. Yes, it was against Coventry City, and it was a baptism of fire for Frank Lampard's side, but the rest of the league, who knows what's going to happen and who knows what surprises are going to be thrown up. I mean, you've got all the 3 p.m. kickoffs today from the Premier League. Everton against Palace. Palace, of course, without Oliver Glasner now, who is also on show at 3 p.m. because he's now the manager of Nottingham Forest. It's his first match in charge at home in the Premier League against Leeds United. It's going to be absolutely fascinating, isn't it, this afternoon?
Yeah, 9 new managers in the Premier League, and I think that in itself means it's unpredictable. But yeah, new manager for Crystal Palace will be interesting. Everton's owners less than impressed. David Moyes is at odds with that. Leeds United have strengthened and looked better, so I wonder if they can improve on 14th. And as you say, Glasner at Forest, if he doesn't fall out with the owner, I'll be surprised, but he could do good things there.
Well, indeed, absolutely. Who knows? That's another show in itself, isn't it? Everything that goes on behind the scenes at Nottingham Forest, but I have settled on the very successful Oliver Glasner. Adrian, enjoy your Game Day Live. Good luck with your first show.
Cheers.
Really looking forward to that. Thank you very much, as always. And here at the MKM, we can see that Marcus Rashford is taking his bow and coming on in the number 9 shirt for Manchester United. Second half is about to kick off. So I'll hand you back to Steve Bruce and Sam Matterface to a roar from the stadium announcer there.
Boxing Day 2023. 2-0 down at half-time at home against Aston Villa before Alejandro Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund eventually volleying in the winner. That was the last time that Manchester United came back from 2-0 down. I mean, comebacks and late goals and drama are always in the DNA of Manchester United, Steve.
Well, I think they're going to have to rely on it today, that's for sure. I think they're going to be more of a threat with Marcus coming into it. It'll be interesting to see, can he get into the game quickly and use his pace to get down the outside, because I think that's where it's calling out for.
The other problem was they didn't seem to have an out-and-out forward in that first half. Couldn't you dropping deep all the time? There's no focal point, and without one, really, any crosses into the box are pretty pointless. They've got to try and change that. We'll run through the 2-11s for you. We're off and underway at the start of the second half, with Hull City leading Manchester United on the opening Saturday of the season in the Premier League by 2-0. Salakis is their goalkeeper. They're in amber and black thick striped shirts, attacking the goal away to our left. It's a retro shirt this season for Hull City, celebrating an anniversary. White shorts and amber and black socks. And Manchester United in ivory with black shorts and ivory socks, attacking the goal away to our right. Tielemans has just given the ball away cheaply on halfway, picked up by Slater, who pointed to the right, little decoy run, and sent it to the left. And Giles is crossed into the area, headed away by Shaw, headed into the air by Shaw, and collected by Lummans, and then sent away. But those crosses from wide areas have definitely caused Manchester United problems.
Wow, another great delivery into the box, and Luke Shaw's got away with one, really. He hasn't headed it properly. It's gone straight up in the air. But again, as soon as Hull get into the final third, they've got one thing in their mind: can they put it in the box? And they do it well with the delivery they've got.
Cunha's gone down after a challenge by Noble Mendy.
I wonder if he's made a swap now. I wonder if Cunha's come out to the right here a little bit, and then Mbeumo down the middle.
Yeah, possibly. We'll keep an eye on that. Certainly, Mbeumo's looked more of the goal threat in pre-season. We haven't seen too much of Cunha in pre-season because he was one of those who came back a little later because of the World Cup. Mbeumo didn't go to the World Cup because Cameroon didn't qualify. Here's Cunha down the right. Mendy comes across, puts it out, throw into Manchester United by the corner flag. Salakis is the whole goalkeeper. It's a back five of Coyle, Ajayi, Egan, Mendy and Giles. Balumi, Crooks, who's been booked, Slater and Stroud are the four in midfield. McBurney is the one up top. The Manchester United team will run through in just a second. Here's Mbeumo from the throw-in, out to Mazraoui, into Mbeumo again, back to the edge of the area. Andre Santos slips it back to Mbeumo inside the box, a left-footed shot into the body of his teammate Cunha, who actually was in an offside position. That's going to be a free kick inside the 18-yard box. 2-0 to Hull City. Manchester United centre Lomans in goal, made a couple of good saves before the two goals that Hull City scored. Mazraoui at right back, Maguire, Heaven and Shaw the back four, Santos and Tielemans in midfield, Mbeumo, Fernandes and now Marcus Rashford behind Cunha in attack. Marcus Rashford playing for Manchester United again, the first time since 2024, back in the team after 20 months away. He went to Aston Villa, he went to Barcelona last season and won La Liga with a good contribution there, but they decided not to activate the buyout in that loan contract and went for Anthony Gordon instead, and he's back at Old Trafford. And Manchester United are hoping that he's going to come back and help them out here. Fernandes forward to Mbeumo, hits the back of Mbeumo's ankles, cleared away, and Hull City have possession on halfway. Manchester United just can't get going at the moment. Shaw has gone towards the left-hand side, sent it to Rashford. First real impact for him. He runs at the defender Ajayi, cuts infield, then gets pulled to the floor by Louis Coyle. Just kept running with the ball there, Rashford, committing defenders and forced them into an error, and wins a free kick.
Yes, good intention from him. Straight away he's put Hull on the back foot a little bit, turn of pace. Looks as if he's gone down a little blind alley there, doesn't it? But yeah, he's run into it, draw the foul. In a dangerous situation now. Can Man U deliver a free kick?
A free kick Shaw and Fernandes are standing over. It's going to be Shaw, left-footed, delivery into the box towards Heaven. It's a bit too high for him. Egan with the header clear, goes into the wide left fullback area where Giles tries to escape, but Tielemans cuts across him, wins the ball back for Manchester United. 5 minutes gone, second half. 2-0 to Hull City. Manchester United not starting particularly brightly, but they played in Harry Maguire here, who sent it back across the 18-yard box. It's put out by Mendy. It goes out for a corner to Manchester United. They certainly have managed to sort of force a lot more football inside Hull's 18-yard box in the first 5 minutes of the second half, but yet to test Salakis in the goal.
Yeah, they've shown their intent, haven't they, straight away. Quicker, they've been moving the ball a bit quicker, a bit direct. Harry nearly getting on the end of a long pass there.
So here's the corner to be taken by Brian Mbeumo. His left-footed delivery into the centre of the 6-yard box is headed away unchallenged by McBurney. And Jakirovic, the manager, just trying to get his team out, but they're camped on the edge of their box here. Back in it goes from Tielemans. Maguire is up there with a header. Heaven tries to get on the end of it, but it drops on the edge of the 6 for Egan to come across. Cunha fighting for it, beats Slater to the ball. He's crossing to the near post, he's headed away. And it goes out for another throwing down by the corner flag, and Manchester United just putting a little bit of pressure on Hull City, sustained pressure on Hull City for the first time. Fernandes with a delivery, Heaven with a header, and although he flicked his head at the ball, it was never really going to trouble Salakis, and it goes well wide of the left-hand upright now for a goal kick away to our right-hand side, but Michael Carrick will probably think this is a little bit better.
Well, straight away it's a little bit better. We've seen more in the first 5 minutes, really, haven't we, than we have done in the entire 45 in the first half. Yeah, there's a certain intensity they're playing with, and they're getting the ball a little bit forward quicker. 2-3 crosses have come into the box and some good defending by Hull.
Marcus Rashford coming on at the start of the second half. And Manchester United very much hoping as if they can somehow conjure a comeback. Not going to be particularly easy for them to do that. You are listening to Hull 2, Manchester United 0, TalkSport with Sky Sports. Don't forget, now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly in minutes, like Brentford versus Spurs today, live, streamed via the internet. Terms apply. Interestingly, we did say, though, that Hull City, for all of the joy that promotion brought them last season, they did concede a lot of goals last season, and Manchester United will be hoping that that trend continues, especially in this second half.
Well, the goalkeeper looks very, very impressive, doesn't he? Yeah. You have to say, by coming into the stadium and look at him, first time I've seen him live, big imposing goalkeeper who looks in real control, and the other centre half, Mendy's had a really, really terrific debut.
What a fantastic first 45 for Hull City, who lead by 2-0. Santos for Manchester United into Fernandes. Tielemans keeps hold of it just about. Fernandes sends it long, looking for Mbeumo in the inside right channel. But they drop really deep, really quickly, Hull City, when defending. And that means that there's no space in behind for Mbeumo to run into or Cunha to run into.
They deny that space, don't they, very, very quickly. They're very, very good at it. Really well disciplined to do it. As I said, defend that little bit deep, which makes it practically impossible to get in behind them. And they've done it remarkably well.
So far, so good. In the Premier League, the story between these two has been a Manchester United story, really. United have been to Hull 5 times. They've never lost. But they are not feeling particularly comfortable here as Maguire sends it long. It might just stay in here. Mbeumo goes across and keeps it in by the touchline. Takes on Mendy, gets back on his left foot and leaves the ball for Fernandes, who steps over it because it wasn't a great pass. That invited a challenge from Ajayi, who comes sliding out, pinches it for Hull, and now Hull go on the counter-attack. Up to Giles, poor ball forward, Shaw cuts it out. He was looking for McBurney on the far side. Shaw manages to get it to Rashford, back to Shaw in the centre circle. 2-0 the score here to Hull. Manchester United have an urgent need to get the ball forward. Mbeumo right side, moves up towards the edge of the area, another poor pass from Manchester United. Given away in midfield this time by Mbeumo. Cunha trying to cause Egan problems, but he gets it back to his goalkeeper, and it's slapped upfield by Salakis, and Manchester United win it on halfway with Harry Maguire. Immediately he charges upfield down the right flank into Fernandes, but the ball was difficult for him to control. He chests it forward. There's a foul by Santos. The referee plays on, and then Crooks tries to slip it through to Koyo, who'd made a brilliant run on the right-hand side. There were 2 of them over there, but it was cut out in the middle of the park, and Manchester United just about survived. You get the feeling the next goal in this game is going to be absolutely pivotal, Steve.
Yeah, Man U are going to commit people forward. It was Harry Maguire diving up the right-hand side. They've given the ball away again. And so have Hull.
Crooks diving in with Santos. That's turning into a bit of a battle as the ball breaks loose to the left-hand side. Manchester United on the attack with Rashford. He takes on Cole, slips in Shaw, ball into the near post, cut behind and away by Egan. It's out for a corner to, well, Manchester United.
We never seen like that in the first half, did we? Shaw getting over the back. As soon as Rashford gets it, he's got one thing in his mind. He's going to commit forward. He does that. Creates the overlap for Shaw in the wide area. Just misses the pass.
Game Day Live with Adrian Durham coming up with Stuart Pearce and Charlie Adam from 2:30 this afternoon. Over on TalkSport 2, West Ham against Charlton. I'll update you on the EFL scores in just a second, because there's quite a few that kicked off at 12:30 today. But Manchester United have a corner away to our right. Bruno Fernandes is going to take this delivery from the far side. Maguire will be a target. He's scored a goal against AC Milan from here, but Heaven is the one who gets on the end of it. The ball drops in the sort of dropping zone for Maguire, but Egan is there. It comes back out to the right side, and Mbeumo immediately flies it into the box, but it's a poor delivery by him. It's cut out by Crooks, and then Fernandes misses a tackle. It's picked up by Balumi, and then Crooks has been sent over the top. Lomans has to come way out of his goal, and he gets there ahead of the former Manchester United trainee and smacks it straight out into the crowd, where it goes out for a throw-in. Birmingham 1. Bristol City 1, Lincoln 1, Portsmouth 2, Millwall 1, Norwich 0. In League 1, Doncaster 0, Barnsley 0, Luton 1, Notts County 1. Bristol Rovers have gone 2-1 up thanks to Fabrizio Cavani after 8 minutes of the second half. They lead Newport by 2-1 in League 2. Salford still 1-0 down at home to Chesterfield, and it's Walsall 0, Grimsby Town 0. Here it's 2-0 to the home team and newly promoted Hull City. Forward by Fernandez. Rashford running in behind. Goalkeeper comes, he's just about going to get there, but Rashford, I think, had strayed offside anyway.
It looked as if he just strayed offside, but that's what he gives you. That searing pace in behind you. Only half a yard from it. Was he offside? Who knows?
Assistant Scott Ledger on this near side, very experienced assistant, probably is going to take the record, I think, for the number of games that have been officiated in the Premier League this season at some point. A record currently held by Darren Cann, who you may have seen pop up on your television screens over the course of the summer. Here's Luke Shaw in the left full-back position, takes a step beyond Bellumi, then tries to slip it forward, but he's cut out by the challenge of Matt Crooks, who's had a very good and combative game in the middle of the park.
Yeah, Hull have been really impressive, haven't they? They've nearly got in 2-3 occasions. They've just got to be careful they don't commit people forward. Stick to the game plan.
Game management, tactical discipline, key for Hull City if they want an opening day win. Here's Mazraoui, right side, in the 58th minute of the game. A left-footed ball into the penalty area, which is headed away by Semi Ajayi. Rashford was lurking. Maguire does brilliantly, bundles his way through, slips it to the left. Cunha takes over. Maguire wants the return. Cunha still holds on to it, takes on Coyle, gets into the area, shifts it back to Rashford. Rashford is dispossessed by Crooks. Cunha comes across and rekindles the attack. Into Fernandez inside the box, all very tight and so deep. Hull City are plugging every gap at the moment. Back out to Rashford. His cross into the box is a poor one, and it's fended away rather easily by Semi Ajayi at the near post. Heaven has been caused a problem by McBurney, and now a chance to get forward for Hull City. Held onto it a bit too long, but he skipped past Tielemans, and then he skipped past Luke Shaw, and he plays it out to the left, and Giles slips it back towards the edge of the area, and Stroud can't get on the end of it, and it's gobbled up by Senna Lomans, but the game getting stretched and a bit chaotic now. Cunha takes over from Maguire as the ball's bowled out into midfield. Up from Cunha towards the left. Rashford takes over. Again, Hull City look to drop deeper, but there's lots of spaces now, and there hasn't been many of those over the course of the game. Fernandez from distance, testing the concentration of the goalkeeper, and that was a hit and hope which the goalkeeper dealt with very easily, and it remains 2-0 Hull.
It's a great watch for the last 10-12 minutes, hasn't it? It's gone back from end to end. Man United are throwing people forward, leaving themselves open at the back. Can Hull exploit them with these gaps they go in, or can Man United get the reward by trying to throw people forward? Fascinating to watch.
Tarek Akonte has scored for a second time on the afternoon for Millwall, who lead Norwich City by 2-0. Alex Neil's team, who started well last week, beating Philippe Clement's Norwich by 2-0 now at the Den. And again, Hull City defend it well, allow the ball to go out of play, and I just wonder whether or not now it's time to take a little bit of a risk on Benjamin Šečko, or maybe even Joshua Zirkzee. Those two players very tall and can lead the line. Zirkzee's more of a number 10 than he is a 9, and I think they need a 9 at a focal point.
Yeah, and you can really sort of gamble now if you're Man U, really, in the full-back area, because you know wide players to play against rather than a wing-back. You can sign the wide player to a full-back area.
Rashford's run's brilliant here. Tielemans trying to find him. He might just do that. Goalkeeper came out, though, just before Rashford could tease it past him and gobbled it up at his feet. Another example of space being denied in behind, but the idea was absolutely right from Manchester United, Yuri Tielemans and Marcus Rashford.
I have to say the goalkeeper again, his starting position has been excellent, and he's got out to the feet of Rashford very, very quick off his line. He looks a very, very good goalkeeper.
3 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League this afternoon. Let's get to the City Ground and get the team news from Ian Dante.
Oliver Glasner named to team without any summer signings for Nottingham Forest, so the likes of Diomande and Schlager have to wait on the bench for the tricky trees. There's 3 Premier League debutants for Leeds. Trafford is in, Muharemovic and also Harry Wilson, who arrived on the free, starts for the Whites here at the City Ground. It is Nottingham Forest against Leeds United.
Giles with a cross into the box for Hull, away by Andre Santos. Back here at the MKM where it's 2-0 to Hull City. Giles with another cross into the box. Maguire manages to deal with this one. It goes to the halfway line, and a hobbling Mendy moves out towards the near touchline and then gets the ball back to Egan. They want to kick the ball out here so that they can get a substitute on here, because there's a problem here for Noble Mendy. I hope that's not a hamstring injury. He's not moving particularly well at all. The new signing, the record signing for Hull City. It does look as if, I hope it will be cramped rather than a hamstring injury, but I'm not entirely convinced. Here is Giles coming forward. Runs into a bit of a blind alley and then has to turn the ball back towards the near touchline. He gives it to Louis Coyle. Coyle back out to the right. It's collected by Balumi. Balumi travels and then shoots from distance. It's over the bar. Cutting in on his left foot towards the edge of the area, and he sent one towards the far corner that went steaming over the top of Senna Lommons's net. They're going to make a change here very shortly. Lucas Harrington is about to come on for Hull City. We're going to go off to the game at Portman Road. Talk Sports, Mike Sewell.
Ipswich versus Sunderland, and having made a raft of new signings, it's no surprise that Ipswich gives starts to 7 of their summer recruits. Enciso, Maeda, Emerson, Fatawu, Lukic, Diop and goalkeeper Sherpin all start. Sunderland, on the other hand, have been very quiet in the transfer market. Their highest profile signing, Thomas Meunier, starts in one of 2 changes from the team that began the last game of last season. The other sees Dan Ballard return. It's Ipswich-Sunderland at Portman Road.
Well, this is interesting because under the new rules, obviously, you've got to get off at the nearest point as quick as you can. Mendy's taking a long time to come off. He scored a goal here that's put his team 2-0 up. I mean, he is injured, so he gets a little bit of grace, but he should be coming off a lot quicker than he is. Lucas Harrington, the 18-year-old, coming onto the pitch. Paddy McNair looks as if he is going to come on as well in the not too distant future, but for now it's just Harrington who has come on, the Australian, 18 years of age, who they signed for £13 million from Colorado Rapids. Very tall, very thin, and of course it's a Premier League debut for him. It looks like Paddy McNair is coming on as well, a former Manchester United trainee. You'll know just how much this will hurt Manchester United to lose on the opening day of the season. It's not something they do very often, that is for sure.
Yeah, it looks as if they've lost 2 centre-halves. Is that a Jay going off too? Yeah. Injured?
I think it is.
It is, yeah.
It's both goal scorers coming off and being replaced.
Big ask for these two now to step into the fray now with Man U throwing everything at you.
Well, they're going to need all of the experience that John Egan provides either side of them. I mean, Paddy McNair's well versed in all of this, but Lucas Harrington in particular is going to need the coaching that John Egan will do. He'll be in his ear. He'll play in the middle of those two, Harrington to the right and McNair to the left, as they go into the final 25 minutes of this game. Leading by 2-0 Hull City. And the last time that Manchester United opened a league season in Yorkshire was the very first Premier League weekend, August 1992 at Bramall Lane. What was the score that day?
I don't know, but I was playing and I know they scored a goal from a long throw-in, so I might have had something to do with it.
Brian Dean's header after 4 minutes.
I'll blame Pally. I don't know where Pally was that day, I have to say.
Sheffield United won that game by 2-1. Here is Mbeumo on this near touchline. Ball being picked up by Manchester United as they look to attack. In it goes. Benjamin Šeško and Kobbie Mainoo about to come on. Here is Fernandez, edge of the area, tries to find Mazraoui. He was a little bit hesitant going forward there, Mazraoui. Manchester United have been a little bit hesitant throughout the course of the 65 minutes that we've had up until this moment. Andre Santos and Tielemans expected to come off here for Manchester United, which will mean definitely a forward-thinking look to the team. Down the left it goes for Shaw, bit of pace, back towards Cunha, he strikes, blocked by Egan. The ball goes into the air and breaks to this right-hand side where it's collected by Mazraoui. Good football by Manchester United. Here's Mbeumo into Maguire, onto Tielemans, back to Maguire again. Out wide it goes to Mbeumo once more. Maguire wants it back again. He'll get it back again. Can he cross it or will he send it wider onto Mazraoui? Mazraoui receives it. His ball into the box is too flat. It's headed away by McNair and comes back to Maguire again. 66 on the clock, 2-0 to Hull City. Live on TalkSport on this first game day of the new season. Luke Shaw to second half substitute Marcus Rashford. Into Shaw again. Shaw, who's looked a little bit more lively since Rashford has been on, actually, going on the outside of him, on the overlap, on the underlap, just making himself a bit more useful in a forward sense. gets the ball back off Cunha. Shaw again tiptoes towards the edge of the area, produces a cross. Mazraoui trying to get round the back, stretches, and just can't steer his effort on target, and it goes behind and away for a goal kick. So we'll go off to the Hill Dickinson for the team news ahead of Everton Palace. Here's Matt Jones.
Hayden Hackney makes his Everton debut in a team that includes Tyreek George and Merlin Roll after they made their loan moves permanent. Brennan Johnson's only on the bench. Palace meanwhile have Dean Henderson and Jean-Philippe Mateta available after fitness concerns. Dwight McNeil makes his Eagles bow against his former club. Everton against Palace from 3.
So Manchester United just changing things up a little bit with those 2 changes that I mentioned just moments ago. And Šeško has come on, so has Kobbie Mainoo. So that midfield duo of Fernandes and Mainoo back together again. Cunha playing in the 10 with Šeško as the point man now. Bristol Rovers 3-2 up against Newport County with Shaquille Gwengwe scoring just off the hour mark. And Norwich City have had a player sent off, Jose Cordoba, after 64 minutes. Millwall lead by 2-0. So do Hull City here in the Premier League, and the ball is on the left with Stroud. Great ball into McBurney, couldn't quite take it in, it fizzed off his toes, but it's won by Crooks, who was faster to it than a napping Bruno Fernandes, and the ball eventually cleared by the Portuguese after he won it back. Doesn't reach in Burma, and it goes all the way to the goalkeeper. I have to say that despite the fact that Manchester United had a lot of the ball, especially in the second half, the goalkeeper Salakis has had very little to do all game.
Yeah, he hasn't really had a save to make, has he? They've huffed and puffed him in the second half too.
Problem over on the far side for Louis Coyle. Another possible injury. We've had a few potential injuries throughout the course of the game so far for Hull City. Semi Ajayi had to hobble off. Before that, Noble Mendy, the record signing. The 2 goal scorers have gone off injured for Hull City, but it looks as if Liam Miller is about to come on for Louis Coyle, who has gone down over on the far side. And,
must be something in the water, Sam, here in Hull. They're all going down with, looks like muscle injuries, doesn't it? 2 of them, he looks as if it's calf. 2 centre-backs looks as if it's hamstring. Let's hope for their sake that it's not too bad, because all of a sudden they've lost 3 players in the last 3 minutes.
They'll just have to go and buy another 15, won't they? I mean, he's quite happy to spend his money, is Achuni Lakai, who's going to be a lot happier to spend it today, I think, than he might have been otherwise. What will Manchester United be thinking looking at this? All Jason Wilcox and Omar Berardi sitting on the sitting just above the touchline, watching here today, think about the way this Manchester United team have approached things.
In the first half, I'm sure they'll be like every other Manchester United associated with Manchester United. They'll be disappointed at what they've seen in the first half. There was no real urgency about them. They were a bit lethargic in what they did. They didn't move the ball quick enough. So they'll be hugely disappointed, because there's huge expectation with Man U everywhere they go. And here today, yes, Hull have got into the Premier League, but the mighty Man United are in town, and in the first half they've brushed them aside.
Well, it was a pattern that was a real problem for Manchester United last season, trying to open up a Park's defence. They need really quicker switches, runners beyond. So far they haven't been able to create enough chances, and they've done that. Plenty of ball, not enough cuts. Here's the 2 changes. Cody Drama comes on for Louis Coyle, and Elliot Stroud goes off and Liam Miller comes on. So it's a like-for-like change for Louis Coyle, and the same with Elliot Stroud as well. Actually put himself about really well, didn't he, over the course of the game. The new signing who made his way through the ranks of Swedish football. A Swedish mother and an English father. She played for Sweden at the World Cup. Liam Miller played for Canada at the World Cup. He couldn't believe, he said, the absorption that Canada had with the FIFA World Cup in the summer. Here is Rashford on the far side, played for England at that same tournament, trying to dance his way past Drama. But Drama nicks the ball, and he moves up towards the right-hand side, then poor ball forward is easily cut out in the sunshine by Mazraoui, and Manchester United have it. Šeško picks it up. Big, tall, playing his first game since the shin injury against Liverpool. Tucks it back into midfield. Fernandes gets it into Rashford. Back to Fernandes. Out wide to Shaw. Shaw with a cross into the box. Šeško trying to get there, and Burmo can't quite stick out his foot ahead of Giles, who prods it away. It comes back into midfield, and Kobbie Mainoo sends it forward. Manchester United trying to find a way back into the game. In towards Šeško again, who leaps into the air, but it's too high. One by Mazraoui, but illegally so, who's jumping over the back of the Canadian Miller, and it's going to be a free kick 8 yards outside the penalty area, and Hull hanging on at the moment.
Yeah, it was a poor challenge from Mazraoui. He didn't really need to do that. Just when Man U are trying to create a bit of pressure, he's give a cheap foul away and gives now Hull a little breather and gets them up the pitch, and they'll go from there.
Well, everything that the owner promised has been out here today. You know, the MKM's been a din since midday, hasn't it? Hull have played like a team that believes that the world is against them. You know, they want to come out here today and prove everybody wrong. Everybody's got them 20th in their final tables. Now, listen, they're going to have a tough season. It's not going to be easy. There's no doubt about that. But to start this way gives everybody a little bit more confidence, doesn't it?
Wonderful going forward if you can hang on to the result. Quite incredible what it'll give.
Giles with a cross into the centre. Bellumi tucks it back. McBurney on the edge of the area sets it back for Drama. Drama with a strike. It hits the outside of the post. The edge of the area set up by McBurney. Didn't quite hit the outside of the post, but it was very close.
Wer macht der Möbelmafia das Leben schwer? Wer wird jedes Jahr nur günstiger? Und wer